Alright, y'all. Sorry you can't see me as well as normally. I'm sitting behind our nice camp table out here. Um, Wolfpack's in an undisclosed location right now. So I'm bringing November 3rd report and rant from the field. Um, Good afternoon. Wolfpack 6. Y'all know who I am. Anyway, let me get started by saying voting's one day away right now. And there's more dirty tricks than ever. Been hearing about it all over the papers, the news, both news sources, not only liberal biased media, but also some of the other non-mainstream media systems out there. Let's take Virginia, for example. There was a letter mailed out to a lot of people, especially Democrats, I believe, with an official, Commonwealth-looking type seal on it that said that because of the polls and because of so many people, that Democrats would be voting on Wednesday. First off, in my opinion, if you're that stupid to believe something like that, then you probably shouldn't vote anyway. Not saying that believe whether or not the letter was mailed out. I mean, believe that your poll is on Wednesday. Probably shouldn't vote. Just brings me back to people really need to learn how our system works in this country and learn more about this country. Also, we want to talk about Acorn. And all the voter fraud going on there. And there was over 600,000 new voters registered in Ohio alone. Indiana and Iowa both are examples where there's been a lot of voter fraud. If you get a chance to talk to your local candidates, even just your township committee, but talk to your local candidates and your local politicians, ask them how they feel about voter fraud and ask them how they feel about whether or not our elections are secure. I thought about it, and we're probably going to have a problem right here in our AO. I know there's a lot of police officers gearing up for riots, that sort of thing. They got the police officers ready. They got National Guard ready. Regardless of who wins, our country's screwed. So it doesn't really matter too much. One person, in my opinion, Barack Obama is really going to fuck us. Does it come with lube when you vote for him? I have no idea. Ask the people that are. But regardless of who wins, there's going to be a lot of uproar. They're going to say, if one person wins, that our country's racist because we didn't vote for the other person, or, that if one person wins, there's going to be so much voter fraud, this, that, and everything else. So just be ready to deal with the situation afterwards. Bring it to people's attention, whether or not they feel that it's secure, I'm wondering if our election will ever be secure. I have faith in the system somewhat. That's not even to be discussed. I'm just saying, make sure you're getting out there and voting tomorrow. Second order of business is somebody brought up in one of the forums today Civil War reenactors. Not just Civil War reenactors, but there's also World War reenactors. World War I, World War II reenactment. These people are very organized. Obviously, if they're Civil War reenactor, they might not have the gear we have. They might not have LBVs and all that, because obviously they have Civil War gear. But they are very disciplined, and they're out there, and most of the people, they're very political, friendly-minded people. You know what I'm saying? They're political-minded when it comes to knowing what's really going on. We're thinking about it. These people would be really good recruits, so make sure you're getting out there and making friends with some of these people. Go to these activities, go to the living historical demonstrations, and try to recruit some of these people. Especially bring up the fact that, let's say if Obama wins, especially under the new gun ban that him and piece of shit Nancy Pelosi are trying to put in, these guys are going to be gone. They're an organized paramilitary unit, so it's got to strike against them for that. They portray an anti-government hate group. At least that's what they're going to be labeled as. So I know they're going to be trying to get rid of them that way. Their artillery would be confiscated because not only could it be used against law enforcement, but national troops. The blue helmets too. And also they have 50 caliber or larger weapons, which that was already handled under the first rifle ammunition ban that Barack Obama has tried to vote on, and everything else. So these guys, if you bring it up with them, they already have their own feelings. I'm just saying that there's already a hotbed of activity with them, so you might as well try to recruit them Also, I heard today from my cousin who goes to school in New Jersey that New Jersey schools would be off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for a teachers convention of some sort. It was a New Jersey EA convention. I've looked that up, haven't quite been able to get information on it while I'm out here. I believe it's just the New Jersey Education Association convention. The funny part about that is now granted they didn't know they were going to be off this past week, but they had to take off school this past week because there was no electricity, which I think is funny because they have emergency backup generators and lights and all of that. They just, can't go to school in the somewhat dark. I mean, it is daytime, so whatever. But the biggest thing that upsets me about this is the same school system that has now said that because of all this extra time that it's pushing over their snow days, we're going to have such a hard winter, that they're going to take the time back from Easter time. Which is funny because Easter is probably to some people one of the most important Christian holidays celebrated. Some people find it more important than Christmas. And this is the same school system that had Jesus sent out of their school the other day. You can hear about that on my rant from yesterday. Also, while we're out here, we've been making all our videos for first aid training. So make sure you look on the channel. We're going to have our Wolfpack medic out, and she's going to be doing individual first aid kits, supplies, how to use them, basic first aid training for the militia soldier, all that sort of stuff. So be sure you check it out. Also, tomorrow is election day. Like I said, we're out in our undisclosed location, right? We're out here at the Wolf Den. Make sure that you can get out and, there's going to be a lot of people that can't get to the polls but probably want to vote. Either they don't have a car or, there's a lot of older people, maybe some World War II vets in the nursing homes, etc. Make sure you're getting out there and you're driving people to the polls if you have that opportunity. I know I'm going to be doing that. Because that's a good way to spread the word, too. You pick somebody up. I can think of Charlie Wilson actually did it when he had somebody running in Texas that the guy was a bad politician and killed his dog. I'm sure we've all heard the story. And he drove people to the polls. He went way out into the neighborhoods and got people that were out there and couldn't get to the polls, didn't have vehicles, were impoverished. And he looked right at him and said, make sure you vote for such and such because the other man killed my dog. And, the guy won by a landslide. So make sure you're getting the word out there, especially tomorrow. Make sure you're driving people to the polls. While I'm on that subject, make sure everybody gets out and votes tomorrow. I know we don't really have good choices, whatever, but we need to vote. You can't say, well, I'm not going to vote, because at least a vote for one person's a vote against somebody else. Also, if you need a copy of the National Militia Standard or the Wolfpack Standard, or any of our training documents, or a application for your friend or anything else, you can email Wolfpack6 at lonewolfsrt@gmail.com, or you can email me here at YouTube, and I will get you the proper documents in whatever format you need. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Wolfpack6 out. Oh.